What's up, brownies? Now, I am going to talk about the subject of Santana and his remarks about a woman not being up to par because she didn't have the fake lashes and nails and hair and a BBL. And I'm not delving too deep into it and giving all of this backstory because that comment is not really the problem. It's almost like a symptom, but we need to get to the real sickness. But just to give some sort of frame of reference, I am going to play a couple of clips so that you all can get brought up to speed with, or a reminder of what the topic is. And then we're going to come back with a more serious discussion.
Yeah, how you doing?
I don't know why they keep bringing girls out here.
Let me find out you trying something.
I'm not trying nothing. He trying it, he trying it, he trying it, and he trying it. Hey! Bring some from back there. And then y'all even got no bad hoe. She ain't had no BBL. Her makeup wasn't done. Like, what are we doing?
So, like, the hoes need a BBL?
Yeah, like, they ain't got no BBLs, no mink lashes, no lace wigs, no nothing. She just came out and said, fuck it.
Now, social media users were not happy that Saucy Santana was body shaming a woman who chose to be natural. Some people showed their disappointment in how common it is for people to flaunt their image that have been heavily altered. One person said, see, this is the problem now. Another one said, 3 BBLs and still being built like a hot air balloon is crazy. He got some nerve.
Well, what do you feel about it? You're natural, right?
I am natural. I haven't had any plastic surgery done. I had some fillers done. That's it. I think we're at a place now where natural is looked down upon now. I remember people being in my DM saying, you need to get your butt done. I'm like, my butt will be done from squats and from hitting the track. And that ship has sailed for me. I just think, listen, Saucy, you're free to do what you want with your body, and you have, and that's cool. But leave natural women alone, because it's hard. It's hard now. We get compared to people who spent thousands of dollars on their bodies and shamed for not getting surgery now.
And this is personal for me because I get this comment a lot from Black women. The moment they get mad with me, the first thing that they hurl out is, you're just jealous. You want to be a woman. And, you know, y'all say that with so much authority, and it just be the furthest thing from the truth. And I know I'm about to say something that's going to sound very misogynistic, and I just have to say it. Who would want to trade in all this male privilege to be a damn woman in this society? Black women think that's their ace in the hole when they throw that card. And I just be sitting here laughing like, I promise you, I don't want to be a woman.
So Q, I want to take this as a learning moment because I'm on the spectrum. I'm an LGBTQ carrying card guy, but I think the same thing. So help educate me, because when I see men take on very feminine antics, when I see men do the nails and the hair and the makeup and the purses and the BBLs and wear very feminine clothes, if they're not trying to be women, can you just share with me, like teach me? Because I'm not trying to be funny. I swear I'm not.
Well, this is what we do know. Gender is a social construct. While women wear hair and nails and bags, they didn't own the license to it. You know what I'm saying? It's not, doesn't have to be uniquely woman. I can just be feminine. I can just want to carry a purse. I can just want to wear heels and not want to be a woman.
So if it's a social construct, someone constructed that, which I think we could say that's what we identify as woman, female, etc. So when I see a dude or a male try to emulate that, to me, he's trying to be a woman.
I want to jump in here, and I know people hate when I compare it to race, right? But I kind of have to, because it's the only other thing that I can compare it to. We would be so angry when white people appropriate Black culture, things that have been uniquely Black to us, you know, part of our culture. That we don't own the license of braids, do we? And fuller lips. There are white people that are born with fuller lips, but when we see a white person get their lips bigger, get BBLs, and do things that have always been identified, you know, uniquely, they've always been tied to Blackness, we are outraged and say they're appropriating. So the reason why women say that, and that's their go-to thing, is you can't insult me and then emulate and appropriate the very thing that we are, and we kind of take a side. And I'm just saying, and I hope this doesn't come off as an attack, because it's not.
No, I get it.
It feels like, well, if you don't like us so much, then why the hell are you doing the things that we do? That, okay, call it a social contract, whatever. We've all grown up knowing that dresses were always on girls up until the last few years, and nails and lashes and lipstick, and things really changed in the last few years. You know what I mean? So it's like, it feels like appropriation without the appreciation.
The most disrespected person in America is the black woman. The most unprotected person in America is the black woman. The most neglected person in America is the black woman.
Now my voice has left me, so I'm going to try to keep this brief. First and foremost, Black women, do not participate in your own humiliation. Don't go on any of these little shows, participate in any of these pranks, in anything that you are giving somebody else power to rank you or rate you. That is not their job. You have no protection. You have no support. Know that going into the situation and govern yourselves accordingly. Next thing, I am not making this video to throw a pity party with you about how mistreated Black women are and how they're always dragged unprovoked. I'm not making this video for colored girls who have considered when the rainbow is enough. I'm making this video for colored girls who have considered surgery when the seahorse is egregious. Now, why am I saying seahorse? Honey, because that's what these men are built like. The seahorse is one of the only few males of a species that can actually carry babies and give birth. So why is it that male humans are out here built like this? And these are some of the first ones that are so quick to say what a woman needs to do with her body. Now, as it pertains to Dineva and Saucy, I don't have a problem with either one of these men, nor the personal choices that they make in fashion and any other types of alterations that they have done to their body. However, the most basic advice that you will get from any successful person is to never accept criticism from someone that you would not take advice from. I do not take advice from anyone who is so displeased with their own bodies that they decide to alter it surgically. I don't take criticism or advice from anyone who walks through life in full costume instead of their authentic selves. The reason I titled this video the way that I did is because Dineva is famous for saying that he is a rich white woman. So let's be clear. I think that you would give up your so-called male privilege, especially as a dark-skinned Black man, when the privilege part of it is lacking, if you could change that to being a rich white woman. But to give up anything that you have going on as a Black man to trade places with a Black woman, you wouldn't dare. For the longest time, women were already doing themselves a disservice by every choice in lifestyle and wardrobe and career, and basically everything that you did as a woman was based upon the male gaze. Everything you did was for what men are going to think and what they want and what they like. Now we have gotten so twisted and backwards and distorted in the mind. You are so conditioned to accept criticism from the entire world that you went from doing everything for the male gaze that now you are doing things for the male gaze, honey. You are letting gay men that are competing for the exact same men that you are going after tell you what you should and should not do with your life and with your body as they turn around and do the same thing that they need to do in order to look and be and act more like you, while telling you that when you are being you as you naturally are, is just simply not good enough. Now, if you can make that make sense, seek help. Everyone can do what they want to do, say what they want to say, and feel how they want to feel. That's how I feel. And I said what I said. Now, my most fervent prayer for modern women is that you all set this culture aside of just spending exorbitant amounts of money in order to alter your appearance. And all you're doing is either not getting the desired outcome or attracting men to where the juice isn't worth the squeeze. You're doing all of this for the male gaze. And then once you attract the men that you're trying to attract with this, you riddle me this, Batman, like, how is this really benefiting you? Are you getting the treatment from them and the desired outcome that you had hoped for? Or is it that all that you are gaining is the right to say, well, at least I have a man? And what I'm trying to get you all to see is, yes, my dear, it's the very least. And you're lucky if you even get that far, because for a lot of you, these surgeries are taking you out. I want you to look at Jackie O and use her as a cautionary tale. Now, the photograph in the middle is what she looked like before she started any of the surgeries. The photographs on either sides are what she looked like before she went in for her final surgery. And what I want you to know is when she died from complications from that last surgery that she had in the DR, which at some point in time, we're going to have to admit to ourselves that leaving this country to go to a foreign country to get discount surgery is just a dumb idea. Why even play Russian roulette with your life like that? But back to Jackie O, she's doing all of this for a man that was willing to put multiple babies in her, but not willing to make her his wife and to be in a committed, monogamous, respectful relationship with her. When you look at how it began, the duration, and the ending of all of this, there's nobody with a brain that can say it was worth it. You can even look at somebody like Phaedra Parks. In the first image on the left, that's what she looked like before any surgeries. She was a regular, nice looking, average looking woman with a very nice figure. And she was very accomplished, educated, Juris Doctorate, married woman to a handsome guy, his personal life and choices aside. And, you know, she had children, all of these things before she started altering her body surgically. Now you see on the right side with the skin lightened, with the hair whitened and blonded, and with her body altered and enhanced. And she actually had good work done, and she looks great on the right-hand side as well. But the point that I'm trying to make is there's been no new developments as far as education, success, business, love life, or anything. That basically everything that she accomplished that was meaningful was accomplished while she was in her natural form. So whereas her altering herself, I mean, people can say, well, maybe she just did that for her. But what I'm saying is when you consider the medical risks that are involved for Black women are like 3 and 4 times the risk of any other subset of society, you have to ask yourself, was it necessary? And is the juice worth the squeeze? And what's so crazy is the photograph in the middle. Remember earlier when I was talking about how men are telling you all of the things that you need to do to change yourself as a woman, and then they go and try to change themselves to look more like the original form that you were in your regular womanhood? Well, that center picture standing next to her, that's actually a man. That is a whole man trying to look more like a woman. And then you have Phaedra, who clearly, you can look on the left side, baby, she was all woman. Already looked like a woman and did more changes to look even more like the European standard of beauty of a woman. Jackie O was already more white than she was Black phenotypically. So that's supposed to make her a preference. And somehow even that wasn't enough. And she had to go and change and alter and enhance herself even more. What you all must know at this point is it's never ending. You all are trying to use surgically altered people as hashtag body goals when they themselves don't even look like themselves. It's a vicious cycle that you all have let men trick you into psychologically, into never being satisfied with yourselves and never thinking that you're good enough. Meanwhile, these men walking around built like bleach bottles and looking like gremlins by the face. and you twisting yourself into a pretzel and jumping through hoops, trying to reach an unattainable standard of beauty. And you know who is watching you do all of that? Younger girls. Time after time, you see on the internet young black girls crying in videos about how they think that they're ugly. They want to change their hair. They want their hair to be longer, straighter, blonde, so forth and so on. And all of this stuff is being internalized in our next generation. And that's why I'm really pleading for you all to just decenter men. What men think cannot outweigh what you think and know to be good and true in yourself. And it cannot outweigh your own health and your own personal self-esteem. Defining your self-esteem as a woman by what men think and what they want is a problem. I don't need you all to beef with men, argue with men, bash men, tear men down, get in these weird back and forths with men online. Just decenter men. Stop making what they want and what they like your top priority. Because not only is it doing you a disservice, you are not getting from men. Once you become everything that they want to see and everything that they want you to be, what benefits are you getting out of them? Once again, the juice is not worth the squeeze, and nothing is worth what it's doing to our next generation and to our young black girls psychologically. And with this, I am going to land my plane. This image right here of this Halloween costume, this is what prompted me to really speak on this video, because I said I was going to let it go. The situation is like over a week old now, but this is what made me go ahead and say something, because this is my biggest fear. You already are perming toddlers' hair, putting a relaxer and kitty perms in toddlers' hairs, and then you have gone on to have toddler wigs now. This is the next step in the evolution. So whereas everybody was saying this is just a Halloween costume, you all need to lighten up, take a joke, it's not that serious, it's not that deep. You all saw this as a joke. You know what I saw this as? Foreshadowing. Message.